Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Muhammad Zaman Ashraf. I welcome you all in reaction mechanism. Today, our topic is kinetic requirements of a chemical reaction. In my previous lecture, I have discussed the thermodynamic requirement of a chemical reaction, where we have discussed the free energy and the change in free energy which is responsible to carry out a chemical reaction. I mean the delta G, when it is negative, then reactions they are spontaneous, and the negative value of delta G it actually ensure the feasibility of a chemical reaction. Today I will discuss free energy of activation and enthalpy of activation and entropy of activation. These factors they will be discussed today, and we will discuss what other factors, I mean other than free energy or change in free energy, or some of the reaction, though the change in free energy delta G values maybe it is negative, but there are certain other factors which are involved to carry out a chemical reaction. So all these things they will be discussed in today lecture. So let's start with the kinetic requirements of a chemical reaction. So we have discussed that the delta G value, when it is negative for a chemical reaction, then such type of chemical reactions they are feasible chemical reaction, but still there are certain reaction in which the value of delta G is negative, but that reaction is not possible. For example, we have a chemical reaction hydrogen plus oxygen, it will gives us water. So this reaction has a negative value of delta G, but if in a reaction vessel or in any container, if we have hydrogen and oxygen, they never reacts to gives us water up to considerable amount. So it means there are certain other factors which are responsible to carry out this reaction. So suppose we have energy profile of any chemical reaction. Suppose this is the reactants energy, and it is converted into products. These are reactants, these are products, and here reaction coordinates. Which tells us the progress of a chemical reaction. So this is the free energy of reactants, and here we have free energy of the products, and this value it is delta G. So here we can observe that the free energy of product it is less than free energy of the reactants. So it means this reaction is thermodynamically feasible. This is because the value of delta G is negative. But to convert this reactant into products, this energy it must be supplied to this reaction mixture or to reactants for the conversion of these reactants into products. So this energy it is known as activation energy, and this value it is denoted by delta G F star. So this delta G F star it is actually free energy of activation for forward reaction. So it means for the conversion of these reactants into products, this amount of energy must be supplied. So it means this is the important parameter for the conversion of this reactant into products, though this reaction already it has negative value of delta G. So this is, suppose we have this one, and up to this. This is the delta G star, it is denoted by delta G star, or I mean this is the free energy of activation for reverse reaction. So it means for the conversion of these products into reactants, this amount of energy must be supplied to this product for the reverse reaction, and this amount of energy it must be supplied for the conversion of this reactant into products. I mean for the forward to carry out this reaction for the to the forward direction. So it means the understanding of this delta G star for forward reaction, reverse reaction, it is important to conclude the feasibility of a chemical reaction. So this top curve, it is known as transition state. This transition state, it has well-defined geometry, and the bonding, the distribution of charge at different atoms. I mean when one reactant functional group it approach to the other reactant functional group, and here we have some attachment between these functional group. Then we have the transition state, and transition state by approaching the functional group of the reactants, they have well-defined geometry, and they have well-defined charge distribution. So it means this transition state, it is also known as activated complex. This is known as activated complex. So in transition state theory, actually our reactant molecules, they are in equilibrium with the activated complex or transition state. So first step is the conversion of reactants into transition state or the activated complex. So this conversion, it has equilibrium constant which is known as K star, and this K star, it has relationship with this delta G. It means the delta G star for the forward reaction is actually the formation of transition state or the activated complex by the reaction of functional groups of the reactant. So it means this is the conversion of reactant transition state into products. So actually when this reactant is converted into transition state, this is the primary condition for the reaction to occur. So this K star, this is the equilibrium constant. This is the equilibrium constant. So it actually tells us the equilibrium which is established between the reactants and the transition state or the activated complex. And when it is related with the delta G star, this is equal to minus 2.3 RT log of K star. So it means this delta G value, when we have the higher delta G value for the conversion of this reactant into transition state, then it has smaller rate constant. So it means very smaller reactants, they are converted into the transition state or the activated complex, and vice versa. Suppose this transition state and reactants, the delta G star F, it is smaller, then such types of reaction has greater rate constant for the formation of activated complex. So we have studied the delta G change in free energy. So just like delta G, the delta G star, this delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, and delta G star, it is equal to delta H star minus T delta S star. So this is the free energy of activation. Free energy of activation, and this is the enthalpy of activation. Enthalpy of activation. Similarly, this delta S is entropy of activation. So it means we have a geometry of this molecule, entropy of the reactants, and then entropy of the transition state or the activated complex, or we have enthalpy of the reactants and then enthalpy of the activated complex, or we have free energy of this reactants and then free energy of the activated complex. So it means these factors, just like delta G, they are interrelated. So almost all the reactions, they are feasible when we increase the temperature of the reaction medium. So when we increase the temperature, then reaction is feasible, but there are certain reactions which are diffusion controlled. So the diffusion controlled reactions, they actually are not rate of reaction of these reactions is not increased by increasing temperature. Actually they are diffusion controlled. So it means all the collisions, they are responsible for the conversion of reactants into products. So this delta H star, free energy enthalpy of activation. So it means this is the difference in the energy of the reactant molecules and the energy of the activated complex. This entropy of activation, actually it is important because the proper orientation of the functional group in transition state is responsible for the conversion of reactants into products. Suppose we have a reactant in which suppose here we have H, this is R1 double prime, this is R triple prime. Here we have H and here we have Cl. So the base, it approaches from this side. So this molecule has several orientation. When this reactant, after dehydrohalogenation reaction, it is converted into this product. So formation of alkene. So this molecule has several different conformation, and the orientation of the these functional group in transition state is like when OH, it approach this hydrogen, and hydrogen and Cl, they are also trans to each other. So this is the proper orientation in which this molecule, it easily undergoes this dehydrohalogenation reaction and gives us the alkene. So if this molecule, it has several possible conformation or orientation, and when OH, it approach to this R prime or this R group or this R double prime, then reaction, it does not occur. So it means from this several other conformation, this type of conformation in which this hydroxyl approach the hydrogen and hydrogen is anti to this Cl, this is the best or the possible conformation of this molecule to undergo this elimination reaction. So it means for the conversion of this reaction or reactant into activated complex, the molecule has to sacrifice its entropy. It means entropy is decreased. So when this entropy is decreased, so greater is the decrease, so it means this reaction is difficult to take place, and smaller is the entropy decrease, it means this reaction is possible. For example, in some other example, suppose we have when open chain compounds, here we have A group or we have B group. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we have 10 member rings, so the ring closure of ring formation of 10 member ring, it is difficult, and this is due to the entropy factor. Because in case of when we have 10 atoms and they combine to each other and gives us a 10 member ring, this compound which have 10 different atoms, they have different conformations, and very few of them they are the suitable for the conversion of this open chain compound into cyclic compound. So it means in this case the entropy loss is greater. That's why the cyclization of 10 member ring is difficult. But in some other examples, suppose we have COOH, CH2, 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 OH. So this is hydroxycarboxylic acid, in which this hydroxyl and this carbonyl carbonate are approach to each other, and when they cyclize, it will gives us C double bond O and O, CH2, 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 O, lactone formation. So this lactone formation, when this compound it undergoes this reaction, a 5-member ring is formed, and this 5-member ring, in case of the ring formation, when we have 5 or 6-member ring, the entropy loss is smaller. So when entropy loss is greater, then ring formation is difficult. This is the case for 10-member ring, but for the 5 and 6-member ring, entropy loss is smaller. And in this case, this is the compound in which both functional groups are present in the same molecule, and a 5-member ring lactone is formed. This reaction is fast and feasible. On the other hand, when we have same type of molecule, suppose we have CH3, CH2, COH. This is carboxylic acid, and we have OH, CH2 or CH3. So these two molecules, they react, gives us ester. Ester is our product in this case when this hydroxyl is removed, and here we have hydrogen. So water is removed and this carbon oxygen bond is formed. So when we observe these two reactions and compare the feasibility of these two reactions, this reaction is fast, a 5-member ring is formed, and this reaction is slow. This is because of the entropy factor. Here entropy loss is greater, that's why this reaction is slow. In this case, the entropy loss is smaller, that's why this cyclization in case of 5-member ring is possible. So it means when we discuss the kinetic requirement of a chemical reaction, then we observe that the delta G star, which is free energy of activation, it must be supplied to carry out a chemical reaction, though the delta G value of that chemical reaction is negative. And also the important factor is the entropy of activation. When entropy of activation, when loss of entropy is greater than such reactions, they are slow or not possible, and when loss of entropy is smaller, then these reactions, they are possible or feasible due to entropy factor. So this is all about the kinetic requirement of a chemical reaction. In my upcoming lecture, I will discuss the thermodynamic and kinetic control of a chemical reaction. Thank you very much.